What's up, duelists? We got Rise of Edison Grand Finals. Grand Finals, baby. I don't have the chat pulled up or
Oh my
nothing,
god.
dude.
Doesn't
It
matter.
doesn't
It's a
even
stream video.
matter.
Okay,
Let's
go. Just
fucking
go. Just
go,
go.
dude.
Yes, go.
Let's
Please
fucking
go.
go. We're running a little bit late. Givy and Hoogart were out late last night partying. Um, but here we are. The stream is ready. Hoogart, play your match. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I messaged him.
Woo! Sheesh. That shit is hype. Okay, we've got grand finals. Hugart's in winner's side. He's playing Lightsworn. MattK won rock paper scissors, so he's going first. This is
Matt
gonna
K's
be
going first. That's
set
actually a
one.
pretty big deal in this matchup.
Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe it is.
Yeah, maybe.
Getting your traps down first and like oppression and bottomless versus their they're not able to start Lumina
The
blowout type shit.
rise and shine of Edison, baby. Let's fucking go, dude. They woke
For
up.
all of us just tuning in, they were supposed to start about 30 minutes ago, and we were waiting on Hugart to join. But now he's here, so we're ready to play.
We've got turn one Greffer pitch Vayu. That's probably gonna send a Sirocco. It could also send maybe something like a Necro Guard now. Nope. There's the Sirocco.
Yeah, but if he has any battle trap, or not battle trap, but like a bottomless here, this is pretty good because Lightsworn like typically can't really press over the Greffer without something like a,
Like a
I
Jane.
don't know. Yeah, like or Lila Crash or the only thing is like Lumina, and then if they have like an Honest or something like that too. But he doesn't have any backup, so I guess he's just raw dogging.
That's
Or maybe he
rough.
has a dad in hand that he's trying to set up.
Yes. Go Bopnem. Oh, is this Bopnem? Is that who we're watching right now? Is that Matt K?
Excuse me?
Is that Matt K?
What?
Daddy Longchop says in the chat. Go Bopnem. Is that Matt K? Is that who we're talking about?
How's Bob Nook?
Bro, don't worry about it. Just don't even worry about it. You know what, James? We're here today. A grand finals.
Matt K is
What
his
the
name
fuck is
is
up?
Matt, and he
Oh, his name's
did
Matt.
well at yeah,
Is
Matt
that
Matt,
short? Is that short
and he
for
did well at a
Matthew?
Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. Yeah,
Matthias?
probably is.
Matthias?
Okay, so this is one of the ways he gets over the wolf, or sorry, gets over the prepper is
Yep.
via wolf.
Foolish Wolf. That's pretty good. There's no main deck crows from Matt, so this is gonna resolve.
I hope. I mean, this sounds like stupid to say, but like, I hope no one's like tilted, or I hope Matt's just not like doing some stupid play because he's been sitting here for 30 minutes and he's
No,
like,
Matt's a dude. He's a determined guy. Matt knows what
he's
he's
a
doing.
champ. He's a champ for sure.
He made it to grand finals for a reason, James. He doesn't get tilted easily. Look at his avatar. Does that look like the avatar of a tilted man?
100% reason to remember the name.
Facts,
He had a
bro.
reason.
He's got 3 darks in his grave. You know what's coming up. You know what's
I
dude.
mean, for real, like,
It's
because I mean,
happening
I don't even
right
know why
now.
you do that. If
It's here. It
I,
is.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it like that, but
Here it is. Here it is, James. Right here.
let's get
Right,
it.
right.
He's
Fucking.
seen two
Let's get.
additional cards from the
It's getting
allure.
summoned. Now the crazy thing is, if you do have it, um, you pop both, right? And you just say fuck it with the Vayu Sirocco. You know what I mean? You don't give a shit about that.
Depends what else you have.
You just ride the dad.
Yeah. Well, also if he has like a plague in hand, he could do that first. He could go like summon plague, make a I don't know whatever he wants, colossal, and then summon dad after,
Yes,
because then
yes,
he's still
yes.
back with three.
Yeah, he could also do something like Bait and Honest by like attacking with the Armed Wing, or if he doesn't have the
I mean, to
plague.
make it
Ooh,
making a level 8 here in general is very good.
or a Caius. A Caius could be pretty good here
Caius here is
too.
great.
Yeah, Caius would be a good way to get him.
But it gets a little blown out by Honest if he targets patient. Okay, plague, sick.
There's the plague. There's the
This is
plague.
where actually I mean I don't know exactly what he's gonna do, but I was just gonna say in general that Dark End is the existence of Dark End is really relevant in this matchup in particular. Is actually like a pretty large buff to um IU deck because it gives them easy tools to not get destroyed by Honest.
Facts, facts. Um, that would be good for him. I like because he would
That's the
have
same old.
Stardust, he would probably have to attack. Oh, he's going Colossal to play around Honest. That's also good. That's also good, I think.
I mean, he can, like I said, he can still Dark End or Dark Arm.
He can
Dark
still
Arm.
Dark Armed. Um,
See, if this is just a Raikou set though, like, it, oh, woo,
yeah,
let's go.
we knew this was
Yeah,
coming. We
we
knew
knew.
this was coming. Yeah.
Well, we thought, yeah, it might
Well,
not be Raikou, it could be Necrogram.
if it's like a Plague or a Necrogarna, that's a sick bait. Like,
I guess he's still gonna be down to.
brutal, brutal. Hydro Pump says he still likes going Dark End more. Actually, I think the Colossal's pretty good here. Um,
Oh, he decides not to. Uh, he keeps both engraved, sure.
yeah, I like that, actually. Preserve your resources.
Well, it just depends if he has another like Vayu or wait, an Armageddon or something.
Well, like,
I
think
mean,
about
because
what are the ways that.
normally I don't really care that much about banishing the armed wing there.
Yeah, for sure. But what are the ways that, like, MattK loses this game from this point, right? Like, you have to be thinking about that.
Well,
And
so
one of the
I
ways
mean, he
is
didn't
that,
have.
like, you spend your darks and then your opponent goes, like, I don't know, like, summon a couple guys and then you don't have enough stuff to banish with your dark armed. So maybe leaving the stuff when you know you can get over the wolf
These
is.
mills. These mills. Well, actually, and I
Wow.
mean, although he doesn't actually have, or he's not going to have four Lightsworns unless he has a Lightsworn in hand.
Yeah.
But that that Judgment Dragon, if one of these sets is beckoning, because I mean, at this point, maybe we can just say for the stream benefit that he's maining Roar and Beckoning.
Yes, we do know about
But
threatening roar and we do know about beckoning light. Actually, I think we might see
both
both
of those,
chained.
yeah, right, exactly. Because he can also get back. Yeah, I was gonna say he could ditch your Celestia, and now he can
Oh.
get back one of the Wolves and the Judgment Dragon, and still have a
Yeah.
Judgment Dragon ready to go.
Yeah.
If assuming both these Aaron and Wolf die. But it's a little awkward because, well, first of all, Matt doesn't have to kill
Either of these.
either of these,
I
which could
actually
still
think
leave him.
I actually think getting back Celestia is okay too, because if you get back
That
Celestia,
would ensure that. Well, if he got back Celestia and then Matt did kill these two, then he would only have three engraved.
okay, so he's gonna stack for Plague.
He's gonna
Okay,
play
he might Caius the Aaron. That would be fucking crazy, actually.
right. Yeah, if he
That would be
Caius one of
nice.
these things, that would be yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
But also I'm kind of like I
He's
don't even know
going after the
that
wait. Going after the wolf
plaguing.
here seems wrong because now you're giving Hoogart the chance to top deck like a Lila or no, not Lila, sorry, Lumina or a Solar Recharge or a Charge, and all of a sudden they can JD. He can't actually attack here because of the threatening roar. Um,
Yeah. Oh, see, that's what I'm saying. I
yeah,
think he just forgot because
yeah,
if he
yeah.
like if he roared, see, I think tributing even the colossal or something for the Caius and like making a Stardust. I don't know. I don't know about that specifically, but I feel like Stack Plague was not necessary. If the goal was just to banish one of the monsters, that's all you're going to be able to do, and then
Either
use
way,
the Dark Arm.
either way, Hoogard's gonna need
Because
to
also, if
top
he
deck
tributed the colossal, then he wouldn't have had to banish the armed wing.
for sure. He did draw a Jane. That's pretty big. He can crash this Jane. Oh,
Oh, but he
bottomless
has.
trap
Oh, but that's
hole.
game.
Yeah, that is
And that's
game.
game.
Wow. Wow. Bottomless trap hole to ensure the lethal. Hugart does have a Necrogardener, but that's not going to be
No,
enough
but
to
it's not
stop.
enough.
It's not going to
Yeah,
be
game
enough to
two.
stop.
Yes, he's like, hurry up.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, it is game two. Yes, you have nothing
Yes,
to do.
yes, exactly, exactly. So that was a pretty intense game. I mean,
That's
very,
funny.
very close. Some might call it a sharp position that he had to navigate there, but he
Uh,
he made he
I don't
made it
think it was
out.
that sharp.
It was kind of
That's
sharp.
funny.
It was kind of sharp because he
I just
missed
think it's
the
funny. He's like, hurry up.
yeah, he missed the Aaron banish, which could have cost him the game if there was something like
Well, I don't know about that.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right.
Yeah.
Well, you're saying wait. So what did he choose to banish?
He
He
chose
chose
to
to finish
banish the
Aaron.
wolf. No, he chose to banish the wolf. So if he had banished,
Right. He
if
should
he
have
had
banished
banished
the
the
Aaron and
Aaron,
put the
yeah,
wolf in grave.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly, yeah, because there was another wolf in hand. So something like a solar recharge, would immediately turn on JD there. So, but it's okay. I mean, like it didn't end up mattering. But it was just like it's like one
Well,
of
I think he
those
just forgot
the threatening
about the
roar.
roar, and so he thought it was lethal regardless. But that is
Yes,
a misplay.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, Interesting stuff from Hoogart. We're probably gonna see some number of Twister, and we're probably gonna see some number of
Dude, he's gonna stall it out and siding. You know, MattK is gonna hit done siding in like 2 seconds, and Hoogard's gonna
James. Do you have the
sit there
list?
and
Do you have the lists
deliberate.
pulled up? I actually want to pull up the lists and check out what they have in the side deck. See what they
I have
play.
them.
You have them pulled up?
Yeah.
All right.
I was
Let's.
looking at these last night because, I had to do my own mental prep to mentally understand where we're coming from.
Yeah,
But
for sure, for sure.
Hugart has so Hugart has triple consecrated and twisters and MST. I think those
Holy,
are the
holy
most
fuck.
likely. But it's funny because typically consecrated is not that good against the Vayu main deck. I think Hugart will probably bring them in, just especially given how that last game went down.
Oh, for sure,
But
for sure.
as I was saying, I think on the stream yesterday, like the Vayu player, I know Matt K's list and I have light mirrors in the side, and usually when you board those in, you kind of have to rotate out the Raikos or some amount of Raiko. Um, and so if he does that, then your outs to the consecrated actually are relatively slim.
Yeah,
Um,
the orb becomes a very real threat.
you still have a lot of stuff like Trooper, and you can keep the Cyber Dragons. Basically, the way that I do it, and again, this can change like in game three also, depending on if now I know they're on triple consecrated or whatever. But I slide out the Raikos and the Charge and the Hamster, and usually like MSC Storm for like double Light Mirror, Crow, Cyber Dragon, and I think Mind Crush. And you just turn it into this kind of like dark aggro deck backup by you have double crush and double light mirror then. So your main goal is just like to spam out of the early Stardust and like protect with that.
This might be
Okay, cool.
this might be
But you may
pretty.
change Twister.
There's the light mirror that we talked about.
Yeah.
This might
So
pick
I
up
wonder if
a
he did side out to Raikou.
yeah. If he
But again, like I
has
just said, you really like if he sided out the Raikous, then your outs to consecrated are like, I mean, you have like the stuff where you can like set plague, flip plague, make a synchro. You have Trooper, Cyber Dragon, um, and Book of Moons,
well,
and like Torrential,
I believe
Brain
with
Control.
consecrated light out, can you flip summon dark monsters? I don't believe you can.
You can flip someone.
You can flip summon? Okay.
Mhm.
That's interesting. Um for sure. We'll see if a consecrated gets summoned here, or
I think.
um
Hold on, let me check these.
we'll
Maybe I'm
see
wrong.
if there's a response to this light
Yeah, you can
mirror.
flip.
Okay. I know you can't attack with any dark monsters. Chain Book wouldn't work
Right.
here, Husted, because Light Mirror negates monsters' effects that activate on the field. So, unlike Skill Drain,
Right.
it doesn't negate
Yeah.
monsters that are face up on the field. It negates it no matter what happens to them, where they
Yeah.
end up. All it
I
cares
was
about
confused about this for a long time.
is where it activates. Yeah,
And I don't think he doesn't have book anyway. He
yeah.
doesn't
He
have
doesn't
it
play
books
Book.
in the
Yeah,
55.
yeah.
Um,
It would have to be something like a
really thinking about this one.
chain twister. I mean, his hand is probably good. Either that, or he's probably really fucking hungover from last night. Either way, I'm excited to
That
see
kid's gotta
what.
go. Hurry up.
Either
Slow
way.
play.
Oh, there's the Trunade. Nice, nice. Okay.
Some
We'll probably see a Celestia.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's that.
just to get up early and maybe if
Hit a wolf,
he knows a
maybe.
wolf here.
Yeah, I could see that.
Oh, well, Necro's good, but the storm
The Storm
is
was
pretty rough.
one of his few outs to the Light Mirror, and
Well, and he's used the Trunade,
not milling a
like
single
you know what I mean?
Lightsworn name is not good for him either. He's only
And
got
the
approximately
Armswing can crash
it
if
can.
and there's no well the am I getting Necro Garden?
Also, the back row might be Beckoning Light, which could get back the Honest.
Sure,
So you'd have to
Honest
be
and Raikou.
yeah, you'd have to
But that's not even that good. You know, it's like you're taking damage, but you can just like set. Well, I mean, I don't know. set another value or something, and then you still have the Light Mirror for the Raikou, and they only have one card.
I suppose we'll see. Hydro Pump says Magical Stone on Storm. Actually, Magical Stone and Lightsworn is something that I'm looking to explore a little bit more after this tournament. I think it might be pretty fucking good, you know? Um, but yeah, we see My Body as a Shield in the post board. My Body as a Shield's probably something to combat, I don't know, Icarus attack. I don't know what he's predicting. The lists are
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
the lists are not public, so they actually don't know.
Right.
This first set is going to be huge for Hoogart because he's really going to get to see what MattK's sideboard plan is. And then in the
Same
second
shit.
set, if it goes to the second set, he'll be able to adapt to that sort of
You know, it's
thing.
kind of funny because the other card I was going to mention, he has the Consecrated, he has the Twisters. A card that Hugart could bring in is Shiny Black Sea, which actually hits um, all. It's like one opponent special summons a Synchro monster, so you can actually use it against Vayu summoned Armed Wings, which is like
Facts.
not particularly good because they go to grave and just fuels more values. But like
It's
if
free.
you have a free, yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's a dead draw. I don't know. Like I'm a little iffy on it, but if you have him in the side deck, like
The
why?
cool the
I mean,
cool thing
I
about
can't
it
believe you wouldn't bring them in.
The cool thing about it with his list is that he does play Beckoning Light. So if his opponent activates
True.
Vayu, he can chain to the Vayu effect, pitch his shiny
Oh,
black
that's
seas,
interesting. I didn't think about that. That's a good
yeah,
idea.
add stuff back and then go from there. So
Oh shit. Hell yeah. Gale
yeah,
coming down too.
Gale's a special
Probably knowing
summon,
there's no Mirror Force Torrential.
and it allows him to add a little bit more pressure. Um, I,
Totally.
I don't know.
Well,
Matt K
I,
probably doesn't know that there's no Mirror Force Torrential actually, but he's just like fuck
yeah,
it.
he could predict the like I mean he could go Stardust here and then just swing with the Gale and still be pretty
I have
protected.
a
I think
feeling
that's
he's
probably
I have a feeling he's either gonna go for Colossal again. Oh, okay, I guess he's gonna go with Gale. Um, the
because
issue,
even if there is a beckoning here, then
yeah, this plays around Mirror Force as well.
but the thing is the storm's gone. So as far as like the light mirror, oh yeah, right, he has the Necro. So maybe then the
Yeah,
Stardust eats the Honest. That could not be good. Yeah, maybe this was a little loose then.
I think getting Colossal Fighter
He could also
or
not attack.
Dark End. I mean he's forcing it. He's gonna force it, and
Okay.
this is
Well,
oh shit. I wonder if he
well
gets
again,
the orb
if
back
he gets the
here.
consecrated back,
Yeah,
yeah,
because he's gonna be able to kill the Stardust, and then there's gonna be no
yeah, he
non
does.
dark monster in play.
Yeah, and he
Ooh.
can't get back the plague. Yeah, this is
Ooh.
pretty.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know. I think it might have just been like not understanding that, like usually you would force either the beckoning or the necro with the first attack, but not understanding that he could have both those and block both attacks essentially. But now the Celestia is back to 1150, so he's not actually able to get much going, and that light mirror is going to shut down Hugart too.
To an extent. I
With
mean,
Hugart as leaders.
if he just summons orb here, I mean, he's totally fine. Hugard is totally fine, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, he can't. He still Hugart then still needs to draw something to get over the Gale because actually, since the Gale, well, first of all, the Gale can keep having the Celestia. Not that that really matters, but
Well, here's the thing. It actually kind of does matter because
but
if Matt K's plan is to like set a monster and then flip summon it, like you said, you could flip summon under
right,
consecrated light. So
exactly.
if his plan is to do that,
That's the
having
thing.
the Celestia doesn't let it attack
I don't know if
over
he
it.
knows that.
I
We
don't know if he
saw
knows that either.
yeah, this is like because this is literally like niche ass ruling that I know from playing this deck.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
but yeah, we saw him yesterday. Admittedly, his own admitted inexperience with the like fader oppression thing. So I don't know if he'll remember this consecrated ruling.
If he's tuned into the
But
stream right now, he might be.
here's the intel is that Matt K Matt K went to Worlds playing Blackwing and is a good Blackwing fan if you can tell by his sleeves and his avatar. And
What?
I don't
Are these Blackwing cards? No, right?
yeah yeah they are. Or no sorry Burning Abyss.
Burning
Burning
Abyss.
Abyss.
There we
That's
go.
what
Okay,
we got
okay.
Edison on the brain.
Yeah, yeah. Of
Um,
course, yeah. Um,
uh, but I don't think Consecrated Light was really a common side card against Burning Abyss, but like that's the kind of ruling I feel like you would know.
For sure.
kind of,
For sure. And it's also
kind of.
one of
I
those
don't know.
things. It's also one of those things that you could probably pretty easily. Oh, never mind. That's just
But he still can't attack over it, and I really hope he doesn't try to.
that would be quite funny. That would be quite funny. I think he's probably
Gonna
gonna
synchro
try
something.
try to make something, yeah, a synchro that can just not worry about it. Or
If he
maybe
goes like
he could
summon
even
Armageddon, make a Black Rose or something like
he
this.
could
I mean,
even
because now he
utilize
has
the
access to
plague.
Plague
Yeah,
too.
he could even
Or
utilize the
yeah, or he
plague,
could just
yeah.
Caius the face down.
Yeah, there's a lot of different things he could do here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Okay.
Hoogарт's
Good.
kind of down horrendous. I mean, he's got to deal with a
Yes.
light mirror.
Like
Another
mirror
one of the
Caius.
few things one of the few
Unless he's
things
Uranus.
that he could get him back into this game is a second copy of Orb. So I'm kind of curious to see if
Right.
MattK goes for like a Stardust or something main phase 2.
He actually doesn't have a second Stardust.
No, well, he could make I
No,
guess
there's
that's
no
his only.
non-dark level 8.
Yeah, that's his only not. Well, he could make Dark End, right? And Dark End would be insurance against an orb, I
Yeah,
suppose. Yeah.
you could. You
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna do that. Because the thing is, like, I mean, yeah, if you draw Orb, you can stall out for a while. But again, there are outs. Like, it's not. He used a couple, but and I don't know if he sided out the Rykos. If he has the Rykos in deck, then there's actually a ton. Especially if you keep the hamster. I probably wouldn't do that. But like, normal summon Ryko, attack the Orb is like great.
Yeah. I mean, it's the easiest way to clear the orb in the deck. You can also charge for the Raikou. Um,
Yes, exactly. So you have like 5, 6 more outs.
Here's another Caius is going to hunt down the back row. Interesting move. Interesting move. I wonder what he's trying to pick off.
I
Maybe a
mean,
Twister.
forcing a beckoning early. I don't know.
Chaining, threatening, roar. Not going to do much in main phase 2. Uh, but we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, I guess it's fine to convert those Kaiases because otherwise, I don't know. I mean, you have like Plague engraved, so going like Plague Caius on a future turn.
Yeah. I don't know.
So some other intel. Sorry, sorry, Hogarth, if Matt K is watching the stream, but Hogarth doesn't actually play Gores. He plays just Trag. I thought that was really interesting.
Very interesting.
Um, but I have to imagine that you would like. I'm playing around. Uh, oh shit! Oh my god!
Well, it doesn't even matter. That's just game.
Beautiful.
All right,
Beautiful.
cool. Set one.
Beautiful.
Set one underway. We're gonna
I
go
forgot to mention the Vandy screen.
We're gonna go
Yeah, I forgot to
into
mention the Vandy screen get sided into.
into the bracket reset. Bracket reset. Grand
like I said,
finals. Set 2.
Yeah, bracket reset, set 2.
Hoogart
Let's get it.
versus MattK. Now this is everything. This is everything right here. I mean,
It's for all the marble.
Hoogart really needs to win this rock paper scissors, and he did. That's step one. Like you said earlier, going
Yeah,
first,
for sure.
it matters. You know, in this matchup particular, because you get the initiative with Raikou, you get the initiative with your milling cards like Card Trooper and stuff. So, it's good shit. Good shit. We'll see. And another thing that Hoogart didn't really have in the last set is he didn't really have solar recharges, and he didn't really have Charge of the Light Brigade.
In charge. No, exactly.
And here we
So,
see
here we
one.
go.
We see one on the first turn of this game.
Yeah.
Getting rid of a dead wolf.
No, he didn't have any gas getting going early. And the good thing about the Vayu deck is you're able to really take advantage of those slightly weaker draws. Like either you're able to just straight up kill them or just like Caius them out of the game.
Yeah, but the scary thing from the Lightsworn side is when they do have these types of draws, it's like, well, shit. Like, how do you come
And when
back?
they're going first, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's brutal.
I think especially with the traps, honestly, like even though he just milled one roar, like I feel like if you're going first and you have a roar to set behind it, then you're just kind of like guaranteeing at least some snowball.
Yes, definitely. Roar is a really cool card in the Lightsworn deck. It lets you get access to more of your once per turn effects, like a second use of your Lumina, second times milling on your guys or whatever. Lets you get an extra turn towards untapping your Lila or whatever. So,
With the lore in the first set too.
nice.
The lore is really good. I like it sound it's just like big upstart goblin or something, but I kind of like the more I play this deck, the more I feel like having access to a lore, like as do standard Blackwings, but like he's like almost a huge perk of the reason to play the deck. You know, it's like it's up there with Dad. You know, it's like you get access to literally the best draw spell.
Yes,
It's
Allure of
literally it's the
Darkness is
best.
literally the best draw spell. You don't have to discard first. You get to draw the cards first, which is insane. It gives you the most selection. Another cool ruling I learned today about Allure of Darkness is that if you activate the card Imperial Iron Wall in response to an
Yeah,
Allure of Darkness, it just turns it into a Pot
yeah,
of Greed. You just have to
yes.
reveal a dark. So that's
You have
that's
to do it on the chain though.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yeah. You can't activate Allure of Darkness if Imperial Iron Wall is face up, but if you
I
chain it,
do. I do like these rulings. So I feel like right now we have like, I mean, ideal world, something like solemn oppression, bottomless, or Seed oppression.
well, ideal world for Matt. I think ideal world for Hoogart here involves like a Ryko flip,
Three
hitting
flops.
hitting the solemn, and then maybe like a
Yeah.
Lila coming down or a Celestia, something to sort of break up this, get through these three back row. And
Well, it's kind of tricky because if you flip the Raiko, um, I mean, I think Matt wouldn't solemn that, but you have to kind of make a decision as Hugar if you're going to pop the monster, which is kind of the safer play, or if you're going to try to go for the solemn. Because if you miss the solemn and you leave him with the set monster, and then you try to like tribute for a Celestia or you know, you just don't have an effective way to deal with the set monster in general, then that solemn is really going to come back to bite you, I think.
for sure, for sure. We'll see. I mean, even there's a good chance that the Ryko might even get solemned if this is a set Ryko. It is. It is. So let's see what he targets. He targets the monster.
I don't think it's going to get solemn.
That's aggressive. He's ooh, and it hits a huge one. It hits hamster. That's really, really big. It's kind of a 50-50 against this Vayu deck, what the Ryko hits, because they could very easily just set
Yeah.
Plague, set Necro. Well, Necro's gone, but they could set Plague, set Vayu, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Even set Sirocco to sort of bait out
Well,
a
it's one of
Ryko
those things.
activation.
This is something that I kind of like start thinking about in Go format too, but it's like, okay, after they've played these draw spells, like they've purposefully filtered their hand to a higher card quality. Not to say that there couldn't be a value, other cards like that they wouldn't set here or that they would set here. But you know, it's like the more draw spells they see, the more likely it is that the card they set is not a bluff, you know?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, just because it like if they set a lot of cards, that means they are less likely to have other options that they could have chosen from, which is something to consider for sure.
So just that's actually pretty heads up, yeah, to call out like going second as Matt to call out the set Raiko and summon the hamster and swing. That's definitely a real play. But you know, maybe he was just banking on it being a Necrogarden or something, I guess. Or it could have been like a set Arcus.
The Arcus connecting here is I don't know what that leads me to believe. MattK might have one copy of Oppression and maybe another copy of Solemn Judgment set. That's what I would be predicting if I was in Hugart's position. I'd definitely have Royal Oppression and Solemn Judgment on my radar, or Book of Moon. Book of Moon is another card that I
Yeah.
would have on my radar here, because obviously now the Book of Moon is completely dead. So we'll see.
I think there's a good chance it's like exactly those three cards. Or it also could be a set burial
This
that
is
he was like
really
trying to.
interesting. Main phase
Oh, he
two
puts the Necro on grave, that's why.
puts the Necron Grave, probably picking up the
He gets back to
Celestia.
Celestia.
Yeah, that makes the most sense
Yeah.
here. I mean, I
Oh wait,
would.
he can't do that. Sorry, he can't do that.
Oh, he can't. No, he can't because of Arcus. Yeah, we better intervene.
Yeah. Yeah.
James,
Yeah.
do the thing. Do your thing. Do your thing. You know. We got him. Yes. Yes. You cannot target monsters, Lightsworn monsters from anywhere,
Um,
even in the graveyard, when Arcus is in play. MST, one of the set cards. Interesting. James is going to clear up this ruling. The monster reincarnation and the Necrogarna will probably be added back to the hand. The Celestial will go back to the graveyard. And we'll see if Hugart wants to do anything differently, I believe. I believe we just rewind
Yeah.
from this point, right? That would be the ruling.
Yeah, well, he didn't have any non-Lightsworns and Graves.
Yeah, so he
literally
can't.
just couldn't activate
Yeah,
it.
he literally couldn't activate it. Yeah. Yeah. But good thing it's getting
Which
cleared up.
sucks. I mean,
It sucks,
it
yeah.
sucks for
For Hugart.
Hoogart.
Yes.
But I don't. I also don't really see how that would have changed any plays. Maybe he sets the reincarnate. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
but that's
I
just
don't know.
unfortunate. Then I mean, there's no way to re resolve that. I mean, you're gonna reveal
No,
the information. That's your
no re, James? No re? Hmm? No reincarnation? Anyway,
no reincarnation.
Trag was not engraved. It got milled from the Arcus. Wow. Yes. MattK is really going to need something here to get over both these Lightsworn monsters. But most things do it, really. Like an Armageddon Knight here would be fantastic. It can attack over either one. There we
Well,
go.
the two
Speak
of
of the
them
devil.
aren't honest.
Yes, you do
Kind of
know.
silly to say it like that, but
You do know two of his cards aren't honest. Although there are two other cards in his hand. So,
two cards, potential honest.
potential honest indeed.
Honest is so good.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
because
like
like
it's
this
really
is like
like,
the least impactful moment you could have honest, but it's still like insane here.
dude, honest is like top 5 cards in the format, and I've said it a million times. I know a lot of people don't really agree with that, but it's just so fucking stupid. One thing that MattK can do
It's not two, but
actually,
certain players are able to utilize three in one game.
as we saw earlier in the bracket, MattK could summon the plague and attack over both monsters. That is something that he could definitely do here. Although
So just I agree with that too. If he was desperate to do the reincarnation, I mean that wasn't that desperate because it sets him up with the Celestia, but um, I think
yeah,
that yeah, I would not play around honest.
well, I mean, you can't really afford to from this
What were you about
position
to say,
anyway.
Keegan? Sorry,
I was saying that MattK could stack a card and summon Plague Spitter and attack over both monsters if he has the read that there's no honest. However,
interesting.
he's
Yeah, because
electing
I
to
mean,
leave
because if you swing over the
Arcus, he'll be able to reincarnation. Yeah. Damn.
right. Okay, cool. Nice play. Um,
Interesting
that is smart.
that he chose to leave the plague and not attack over both, but I respect it. You know.
But that's a little all in, and it draw locks yourself. I feel like you really want to save using the plague effect to the last possible moment because you want to see the most possible draws and then stack the weakest card.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Wow. It says Goyo Arcus is big
Oh
brain.
wow, yeah,
Oh,
that
that
would
would
be
be
nice.
disgusting. And then he'd mill too. Oh, baby, that'd be
Yeah.
nasty. Oh no. Oh no.
But I think being a little slow or playing a little slower. Oh shit, he has three. Oh, and he just lets it go. It doesn't matter. Maybe a solemn, but
This might be.
well,
Yep. There's a
Cold Wave
JD.
JD.
Cold Wave JD, baby. There are some stuff that could still come together, like a Greffer Vayu plus the Plague stack could.
Well, also just stack plague tribute for Caius, and that because what I was about to say too is this is really dangerous because he can reincarnation back the JD if it dies,
Yes. Yes.
but
Absolutely.
if Caius banishes it,
So, what do you think about
so he
this?
just
What do you
didn't
think about this?
solemn.
Nuking first. It is more damage, right? Um, he didn't solemn the wave. He
Yeah,
did
it is
have.
more damage.
He did have the Book of Moon. He did not have the Royal Oppression. Um,
I'm thinking because honestly, like it's a little bit of a mental game because if you know two of Hoogard's are reincarn Necro, then and if you're Hoogard, you got to be pretty sure that the some of the three that he set are solemn. Then I think you could legitimately play the wave as like a bait and hope he solemns it.
yes.
And
Yes.
Matt K could just be sitting here being like, "You don't have JD." So I don't know. It kind of backfired, but at the same time, it does keep his life. Well, I mean, he took the same basically amount of damage he would have taken.
Yeah. Yeah. But um,
I don't know. So I'm not 100%, but
yeah. It just depends. It just depends. I think protecting the Book of Moon, when Arcus was in play, was kind of something like, oh, if he's going to Cold Wave Celestia, you don't know if he's going to Cold Wave Celestia, you don't know if he's going to Cold Wave JD, you don't know
This
what.
was a little bit of a misplay, right? Because he could have just done this main one and
Yeah.
paid another 1,000 for no reason.
Yeah, he could have just summoned this main one. But, I don't know. We'll see what he mills. Beckoning, Lila, nothing. Oh, and an Honest. That might end up being a reincarnation target at some point. A juicy one for sure.
Sure.
The Necrogardener's going to give
I
him
feel
a
like
little insurance.
the relevant things that Matt could do here are like Grepper, pitch Vayu or Sirocco, and then make a Dark End,
Or
which
Caius, like you
but
said
that would just
earlier.
leave. Yeah, yeah,
Brutal.
but that's just game.
Yeah, brutal. Hoogart.
No, he was under wave, so
Oh, he was under wave. Being on the play was huge for Hoogart that game. He was able to set up his Raikou, who was able to sort of fight through the back row, and then he had, of course, the forbidden technique, Cold Wave JD, really busted shit.
I think it was just going first and obviously having access to the recharge that he didn't have in those first games
Yes, yes,
was huge. You know, just set him up.
yes. Recharge and charge are, like, I know we said Allure is the best draw spell in the format, and that may be true, but Solar Recharge is a very close second. Stupid card. Very, very powerful shit. Especially in these dedicated Lightsworn decks, when you have a lot of targets, you're not going to, like, randomly have Recharge with no Lightsworn in hand. It's very uncommon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's other ways he could have played this or something, but I actually think the only thing that I could maybe think of is like setting the tempo, something like Silchus was saying, like summoning either a hamster or if he had some other weaker monster to summon turn one and could have swung over the Raikou. Um, but honestly, I don't really see there being that much different outcomes to that game, given what he had.
Yeah. I think he was just kind of boned. He drew Typhoon, which is not, I'm going to be real, it's not the best card in this matchup. He drew Book of Moon against Arcus.
Definitely get sided out.
Book of Moon against Arcus Raikou is kind of like, shit. And then
Yeah.
Solemn Judgment. Do you
Yeah.
really want a Solemn Judgment of Raikou? Not really, but
No.
sometimes maybe.
Yeah, but that's like this is like actually a really good example of Allure again, of going first because yeah, like Soloming, I don't do it every time, but Soloming that early recharge is like pretty juicy.
I would do that fucking 10 times out of 10, bro. That's huge. Solemning a recharge? If you gave me the opportunity to do
It
it.
depends what other like traps or field you have, I feel like, because if you don't have much other defense, then they can just like you're down to 4K. That's like two wolf hits, you know.
Facts,
But
facts.
but yeah, I mean, I definitely value cutting them off the mills early super highly. So
There is a Mind Crush in the Vayu deck side, Nick 2 Noob, I believe. So that could
yeah,
that could
there's-
that could play a role here, especially if Goldsark is on the table. I believe it is actually. I believe Hoogart is on
well, especially in a double beckoning build.
that too. When the Beckoning Light resolves, Mind Crush, boom, snipe out the JD, snipe out the Honest. Do what you got to do.
Also,
Doc Holiday, funny shit.
I don't. This is a sort of forbidden technique, but I don't usually side in DDV in this matchup, but given the consecrated lights and everything, like
I have to imagine. I have to imagine that
well,
some number of DDV came in. I'm gonna be honest. I think it's actually pretty
you
good.
think so?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good, especially once you've seen the orb, and and when you're on the play, you want to pick off the
Yeah,
Raikou.
exactly. Going first,
You can
especially if you have Mind Crush.
yeah, nail Illumina, especially because of Mind Crush. But
Okay, but he didn't send the
he goes for the disciplined technique, James. Pitch Necrogardener from deck. Very, very disciplined.
like I said yesterday, this is usually when you have another discard fodder in hand. But
And
if he
earlier,
mills like some crazy wolf shit, that would suck.
we saw some.
Mills three spells.
Yeah, hate to see it. Yeah, hate to
Oof.
see it. No target for Lumina. That's gonna be pretty big for MattK, he did not mill a target for Lumina, so that's not going to be one of the best search, or that's normally one of the best searches off charge, especially into open back row, but he's not really going to be able to capitalize off of that. He's not going to be able to go Lumina Garoth and then like snowball his advantage that way.
I would say he's either going to search his recharge target, um, if he has that, a recharge, or he's just going to like search Jane attack.
Yeah. Another thing I'm thinking is that we saw this exact, or not exact opening, but a very, very similar opening from MattK in the first match where he had no back row, and it kind of leads me to believe that there's some number of Caius and some number of the one dark armed. Yeah, the one dark armed.
Some number of
Some number. For between 1 and 1 dark armed in hand. So that's got to be on Hoogart's radar. I mean, he's got to at least be thinking about it.
Yeah. Just give him, yeah, what happened.
You know what would actually be kind of crazy here? If Hoogart has Honest, Arcus would not be the worst. Because it does protect you from the dark armed pop. You know what I'm saying? And it gets your mills going. So
Yeah. But like, are you just summon on it or summon Arcus Pass then? Because then you're leaving the Greph on. I mean, you're gonna leave the Greph on the field regardless, but you're
yeah.
playing the Necker this way.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much that MattK can do about Arcus Honest. He's going to have to give Hoogart another turn. There's no, you can't Caius it, you can't Dark End it, you can't Bryonic it, you can't Dark Armed it, so it's kind of one of those things that, like...
Well, he didn't do that.
He didn't.
Maybe he either doesn't have Honest or...
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a... I don't know if necessarily I would make the read that he doesn't have Honest based on that, but yeah.
He could also have the Arcus in hand, you know, we don't know. Or he might have cited it out even. Maybe he thinks Arcus isn't that great in this matchup, although I do think it's one of them. Orb. Ooh, Orb is big here. Orb is big,
but it gives you more Greph returns for sure.
It does, but there's no back row. That's the thing. Orb, James. There's no back row for MattK. There's no back rows. So he has a fucking shitload of monsters. If one of them isn't a non-dark monster, this Orb is... It would have to be specifically Card Trooper
No, it's not Card Trooper because he would have summoned a milled
Yeah, first. Exactly.
But I was gonna say, I mean, I feel like not against Orb specifically, but the games that the Vayu deck excels in this matchup, I think is not drawing a ton of traps. So, but yeah, this is a pretty awkward position because like if he goes summon Jane, if that backer is not bottomless, then
it gets dicey, dude. That's when it starts to get
then you Necrogarden it, but then you're getting threatened the next turn, so it gets pretty dangerous.
Orb on its own, it's an annoyance, you know, it's a mild annoyance, but Orb with pressure, that's when you need to be worried. There's the bottomless, like you had mentioned.
Technique. Orb plus pressure.
Orb plus pressure, very dangerous. If you hold the Orb...
Wow, the Plague is not an Orb out, because if you send it, you can't stack while the Orb's on the field.
Yeah, you would have to draw Plague, set it, then set up for a flip summon. Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is what you had mentioned in the previous set between these two duelists. Pretty impressive stuff. I mean...
The hard thing about this, it's almost like Duke-Lock vibes, because it's like you can have the book, and that'll break the lock, so to speak, but then you need to have another card to actually remove the cards.
Yes, exactly. So you're gonna go down an advantage to break this. If that's something like a Raikou, though.
Well, if it's something like a Raikou, you could just swan.
That's true too. That's true too. But like, would you?
I don't think it's a Raikou.
I don't think it's a Raikou either. It could be a Gale, or it could be his Plague, or it could be a Misclick.
Maybe realizing he could summon the Raikou. Or summon hamsters.
I wonder if he's watching the stream. What's up, MattK? How you doing? In any case, curious stuff.
This is tough though. This is not a good position for Vayu. Although it is, his grave is loaded. His grave is super loaded. So
it is. He's got the Necrogarna for defense at the very, very late. Grand Finals takes you back. That could have been a misclick. Wow, we're not gonna trip over that.
Yeah,
we're not gonna. Fine. It's what else.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the card counts and I was like, oh, Hogarth's up a couple cards on him. But like, I mean,
Mm,
that's
mm.
that's the way of that's the way of the value deck. You go down cards in hand, but you have virtual advantage in the graveyard.
Yeah, like
But this is hard. I mean, because
if you count the Vayu Sirocco as a +1, they're actually at even, which is fine. But the Vayu Sirocco isn't a +1 right now because of the orb,
right.
because of this, you know.
And I mean, this is literally like I was saying at the very start. Like depending on how he sided and he boarded in the vanities, we didn't see the Raiko stuff in the game too, so it leads me to believe that he might not have that. He might have boarded out the light mirrors. And if you aren't drawing the Book of Moon or aren't drawing the, whatever card trooper, that type of stuff, then you got a pretty big uphill battle. The only good thing is that Hoogart seems to be having a hard time piecing together any offensive pressure or a recharge, but he's just one recharge or even a Sarko, he's just one away. Maybe
Yeah,
sides out the Sarko, I don't know.
MattK probably interested in the set monster, um, thinking about whether or not he
He's
wants
interested.
to attack it, even just to get
He
it
can
off the
attack.
field if it's a
He can
Raiko.
attack it.
Oh, he can't. That's right. Dark monsters
Yeah.
cannot attack the orb, surprising even me, even though I mentioned this earlier in the match.
Someone, I think I was actually Gibby running Lightsworn uh, played Orb against me, and I like the fact that it both stops the battle damage and can't be destroyed, but also they can't attack. It's like why? It's like three redundant effects. Like why? But
But they're all disgustingly good when paired
yeah,
together. When paired together, this is the
yeah.
we've printed enough broken dark stuff. We need we need the orb. All right, it's time for the orb.
You know what? It could be crazy. I just thought of I could have Orb in um in the fish side even because you can search it off one for one.
Yes. Yes, that is something that I've played in frogs before. Consecrated light because of one for one. I've also played it in plants. You can search it off Sangan and you can summon it with one for one, but that's like in later formats with like glowable and
Right, right,
shit.
right.
Yeah.
The
Uh,
Piper deck.
the
Um,
Piper deck can't really play it because you have a lot of lights and darks, but
right.
Raiko gonna be flipped here, and we're gonna see. Oh,
Oh,
oh. Honestly, his mills have been trash, but that last one kind of made up for it because that's a very real card. That's a very real
it
card getting
is.
milled.
Although I'm pretty sure. Uh, well, yeah. Never mind. What I was gonna say isn't really relevant because I was gonna be like, oh, he could book a moon to you can book a moon to protect the synchro because Black Sea says face up, but
Yes,
um, but he's definitely gonna have to use his book moon if he has it on the
on the
consecrated.
orb. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um.
But also this is really good for Hugar because like any little Lightsworn now, like a Arcist summoned, is like just pressure or
Yeah.
Lila, Aaron.
Very very big pressure. Um. Something that Matt K could be like sandbagging though is like Hugart's gonna have to be careful if there ever is a way to out the orb. A dark armed could very easily come down. Ooh, that's
Yeah,
a
this
that's
is a
a
little bit of pressure.
this is good pressure too because you can return the honest and then like keep it a little bit preserved
Yeah,
from like future like board wipes and
when
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know that they're gonna be protected. The other thing that could happen is a brain control on the orb.
Brain control on the
You'd have
orb,
to
you would have to
you'd
tribute
have to
set.
tribute set, but that's now it's the orb.
It does out the orb as provided you have a monster to tribute set. I mean, I have to imagine there's at least one Caius in this hand.
Yeah, he doesn't have any more Sirocco, but
Yeah, both Siroko's are gone. One got banished off the Uller, and one got pitched off the Greffer. Damn, Shiny Black Sea. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. One of the cooler cards in general. I think the first time I was introduced to this card was I saw Patrick Hoban using it in a Lightsworn sideboard sometime in 2009. And I was like, damn, it's a cool card. Nice inclusion. Naturally, not the best against something like Stardust Dragon, but against just about every other synchro, it's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
And in that 2009
Even against
format,
Stardust Dragon, like if they're doing, oh shit, yeah,
oh,
this is looking. Oh well, I mean, he doesn't have anything pitch, but this is just gonna get mill engine going. He has the honest to protect,
yes, yes, exactly, yeah,
and given that his mills have been so trash, like he has a lot of gas to mill. But he
exactly.
milled double recharge. That's kind of why we
Ooh, even one set card here is dangerous.
definitely.
And milling the Garoth, that's gonna ensure that his Lumina does actually something next turn. Both true.
But we're still. I mean, this is really the turn I feel like that he has to make something happen. Also, he has a Necrogarden engraved, so he has a little more life in him. But
He has at least one more turn after this one, but you're probably gonna be put out of brain range. Um, I'd have to imagine.
it depends.
Yeah, it depends, of course, on what Hoogart does on his turn.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're doing pretty simple like pitch for Garoth. You could normal summon the Honest, or you could summon a different Lightsworn and then push for like that's like basically 4,000 on board,
Yeah,
and so maybe you get one more turn after that. Yeah, I don't know.
MattK is definitely gonna have to make something happen. And
Oh,
here's
he
the
found the
trooper.
trooper.
He did find the trooper. I mean, he had it. He had it. He didn't shuffle his hand, did he?
I think he did. I think he would have played that for sure.
I have to wonder if he's gonna
Oh, he
mill.
didn't. Oh, he didn't. He didn't mill.
It means he probably does have a dark arm he's trying to set up. If this is a threatening roar, though, it you know what? It's kind of interesting. Oh, I guess if he had
See, I was gonna say, yeah. I
if
think I know what you're
Hoogart
gonna say.
if Hoogart has double honest, I'm surprised he wouldn't have switched the consecrated light to attack position. You feel me?
Well, in that situation, the honest would have just traded with the
No,
trooper.
no. If he has
But it,
double honest, is what I said.
oh, okay, I see what
Yeah,
you're
if he
saying.
has double honest,
Yeah,
then I would
I
have.
thought I thought you meant it like because you could burn one honest and keep the other, but you're saying you could use double to protect it.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
he would use double to protect it, and then that's got to wrap things up. I mean, but
yeah.
this is interesting. I mean, a Vayu could get banished for the Sirocco, but then the Shiny Black Sea is going to activate, and it's going to keep MattK off Dark Armed. So he
Well, but
might
he has
not.
a second Vayu engrave.
It's still going to keep him at an
It's
awkward
still
point.
gonna keep
Whereas,
him up dark.
yeah, whereas either at 4 or at 2. So his Trooper Mills are going to have to be pretty lucky if he wants to summon Dark Armed this turn.
What he could be, I mean, this is a definitely a conjecture, but if he goes banish, get shiny black seed, banish again for armor master, set DDV, I feel like that could really get him back in the game.
That could, that could. I agree. I agree. There's a set card on Hoogard's side of the field. You do have to be a little bit wary of that if you are MattK.
MST, yeah.
Yeah. And a passing of the turn. That's
But
really
he
interesting.
might have Gores too. We've seen in the Gores is not really a card that I like to bring in, given that you have like four continuous traps post board, but and the consecrated and stuff. But um Matt has proven to be a Gores fan.
Hoogart could very easily go for something like Lila here and run face first and do an oppression. But if he,
Cougar could easily kill him here, to be
yeah.
honest.
Well, I
I
mean,
think that
maybe not through the
not easily,
Necrogarna.
but
Not through the Necrogarna very easily. But I think he could put a lot of damage into play and it would go uncontested, provided that he can clear this back row.
I mean, the other reason that Trooper doesn't mill there, I mean, it's probably to preserve a Dark Run, whether he has it or not, just to give it as an out. But if he has like even one more value in hand or a plague, then there's no more positive targets to mill, you know? So you're just
Exactly.
milling your traps or whatever.
Yeah. Both Siroko's are gone. Necrogarna's already in grave, and 2 Vayu out of the 3 are already gone. So there's only really 2 more
Yeah.
things you even want to mill.
It's just one value, one plague.
Yes, yes. Preserving your power spells at this point, preserving your gasoline and cards you actually
This
want
is
to mill.
sad.
I
I
think
mean, I'm definitely not counting him out, but
I
like,
think MattK could have something like a light mirror here, and that would be all right
sure.
for
But
to
but
prevent the.
but you just got to think about what Hugart's been stockpiling, like,
I am curious to
and
see.
I feel like it could be Twisters, it could be a Storm, which is not. I don't think he's gonna play Storm here, but I think you could definitely have a lot of gas, or just not gas necessarily, but like just stuff that's gonna match up well.
Yeah, I suppose we'll find out here in a moment. Hoogart taking his time. He wants to make sure he plays this turn perfectly. This could be a very, very pivotal moment in this tournament. MattK's back's to the wall. He's down a game. He needs to win this game to stay alive. He's had a hell of a run so far, fighting his way all the way through losers back to face Hoogart. So we're going to see one of the cards in Hoogart's hand get pitched for Lumina, and it's a wolf. And he's targeting Lila.
Yeah, Matt could have crows also.
And
Okay.
there we go.
Now he's at another dark, but maybe this
Another
is good
thing,
because,
another
like you
thing
said,
that
if
Hoogart could be thinking about here is chaining Beckoning Light in response to this crow.
he doesn't have enough.
What do you mean?
Not to do that. Sorry, I cut out for a second.
He can't activate Beckoning Light if he has less than 5 in grave.
Because he only has 4 lights engraved.
Yeah, but Beckoning Light doesn't target on activation or at all. So I'm pretty sure you can activate it.
Not if you have less lights engraved than you have cards in hand.
Is that like a ruling or something that I'm familiar with here?
I mean, apparently
Then
it is a ruling or something.
Then I'm not really sure what he could be thinking about. If he can't activate Beckoning Light at all here, then there's
He probably just doesn't know that.
yeah.
Okay, I gotta.
You've got the DM ready to go. James.
Yeah, I feel like I have to wait till he shows beckoning, but I also don't want him to reveal his whole hand. So I'm like,
You got to time it perfectly.
oh, okay,
Always
just
chain.
Yeah, exactly. I have it.
Chaining
Okay.
MSD, and then he can actually chain. Now he's down to 4 cards in hand.
Ah,
Oh my! Whoa, that is fucking crazy.
he could chain Solemn to this though.
He could chain
guess.
Solemn to this.
Wow.
Or he could chain. No, it'd have to be Solemn.
This is a weird interaction. I've never really seen this before.
It would have to be Solemn. This is pretty genius. Heads up play from Hoogart. Really exciting stuff here in set 2 grand finals.
But this is all for what? So his wolf doesn't get banished? It's
No,
like,
his
I
Lila.
guess
His
he
Lila.
has stuff he wants to cycle.
His Lila.
Oh, his Lila, right.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, well, maybe just take the crow and sit on the.
No, because this is gonna get him back. This is gonna get him back the orb, James, and then he's gonna attack over the trooper, and he's gonna resummon the orb.
Yeah, he's gonna resummon the orb. I get that for sure.
He's gonna solemn.
Are you?
He's solemning here. He's solemning. He said, "Fuck that shit."
So the Lila gets banished.
The Lila will get banished.
But
that's
if
a pretty
he has
big
another bit, but I think that given the way he's played this last turn, he doesn't have another big normal summon because Celestia here, I guess, is just lethal.
It is if he doesn't have Gores. We have to consider Gores, but we know also in Hoogard's hand he has 1 copy of Honest, so Celestia is going to be lethal through a lot.
No.
I'm going to be real. Especially if he has like something like Celestia and it mills like a wolf.
Oh yeah, because he could
Yes.
swing over the trooper, honest it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, yeah. So.
But it's kind of just Celestia because the Garroth and Jane are gone.
He also does have Necro. We are forgetting.
Right.
He does have Necro. Okay, so it's not he's not just Dunzo, but shit, man, we're just like
Did we see Wolf?
We did not see. Yeah, we didn't see Wolf. We only
just discard this.
We only saw Celestia. This is match 2.
I don't think we saw Wolf too.
This is match 2. MattK got the reset in match 1, but he's down a game here in match 2. So this is game 2, match 2. Hoogart is up 1-0. Yeah. He has to be summoning the Celestia here. I mean, I have to imagine that that's coming down. I'm probably
Yeah.
hunting this card trooper. Yeah.
I wonder if he
I wonder if
popped.
he does
Yeah.
pop. Yeah. He just wants to get
Because
it.
well, because
Oh, ooh, ooh. He milled a
but
wolf.
that's
He milled a wolf.
it's still not game if he doesn't have if he has Gores, but if he doesn't have Gores, then it's game through the
Yeah. This is game through Necrogardna now. This is not game through Gores. Uh, but it's pretty much got to be Gores now. He's on Gores or bust. Hugart's gonna take a moment to consider his options.
He also has four now
He does have
because
four
of another
Lightsworns.
Lila.
Jeez, dude. Jeez. Absolutely nuts.
Rough. It's a bad matchup, bro. I don't know what to say. And they got the triple consecrated. He came prepared.
He did draw the orb. And you know what they say about the orb, James. If you hold the orb, you possess the power.
He who possessed the orb.
He who possessed the orb, be not afraid. I'm. This is interesting. I wonder if Hugart's going to try and figure out a way to play around Gores as well as Necrogarna, or if it's just, a clinical
I don't know
send.
if there's really a way to do that.
Given what we've seen, the one honest, there is no way. But if there is something like maybe a Judgment Dragon,
Yeah, so we know in hand is honest. Well, we knew the Celestia because he discarded it. Right. I don't know why we're talking about like if he has Celestia, we saw him discard the pocket
yes, exactly, yes. Um, Orb, orbs in chat.
So, well, I mean, the thing is here, if he goes like swing with Wolf first, that's probably the play, you know? Because then if he does get Gorsed, yeah, okay. Matt's just saying you don't know. He doesn't have Gores. It's
Brutal.
that's gotta suck. You know, you sit here for a little while, play out this match, and you get kind of blown out in the second set.
I do feel for
But
MattK. He was very patient. He was very timely, and that's very respectable. But all things considered, he had an incredible run. Very new to the format,
incredible run.
and
But look,
he played
it's
amazing.
Hoogard's day. It's
Hugart,
Hoogard's day. He
and
chose a good pick for sure.
absolutely one that
Lightsworn,
maybe some of us predicted.
perhaps,
Perhaps. And
perhaps we're taking the
another
credit.
another interesting thing that we have to consider is that there is powerful duelist blood in his family. Hugard is the brother of our previous champion, Topher702.
Yeah, back to back,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Vegas championships,
Back to back
family
family
championships,
championships, back to
the
back,
rings.
and they did it with back to back, pretty like aggressively
Unique brews.
boarded. Yeah, aggressively boarded brews. I would say because
I really respect his sideboard in well both their sideboards really, but yeah, Hoogard's sideboard.
yes, absolutely. If
Do
you
you want to
guys
pull the decks up on the stream just to talk about them for a minute and then we can end?
I think we'll wrap this one up and then we'll do a separate video talking about those. But
Sure.
if you guys are a fan of the stream, if you guys are a fan of the content, make sure and subscribe to the YouTube, follow us on Twitch, and join the Discord. We play on the Discord very, very frequently, pretty much 5-6 nights a week. Come through and play with us. Peace out,
For
everybody.
sure.
Take it easy. Anything left? Last thoughts for the people, James?
No, great tournament. Thank you, Keegan. Thank you, everyone who contributed. All the top 8 competitors. You're going to get your prizes in the next day or two if Jazz hasn't already DM'd you. It's very prompt usually. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. There's going to be more great tournaments, more good content on the channel. Join the Discord, practice. All of the, Selchus is a player that did really well, plays a lot on the Discord, so clearly practice helps. And yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Peace.